Hello to everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Hello.
Hi,
I'm going to mute everybody real
thank
quick.
you.
Hello again to everybody. We're going to be letting people in for a little bit of time, so hang in there. I'll be making announcements shortly. And it's so great to see everybody again. Another amazing turnout. And the only reason this works is because of all of you. Every week you keep coming back and makes me so happy. It's a real community that we're developing, and I sure hope a lot of you are meeting each other and getting a lot out of this. I want to thank right out of the gate everybody that stayed after last event and recorded testimonials, which we're starting to incorporate into things to help us build the community even more. And I'm going to do that again today. So if anybody would like to stay and get recorded, we would appreciate it very, very much. That said, there was 2 or 3 people who the recordings didn't quite come out, and I apologize. I might want to redo. Dr. Justin Lancaster, we didn't have a very good video feed of you. And Isaac, if you're here, Adjawan, I had some technical issue. I would need to redo the testimonial that we did with you. Everybody else, thank you so much. It was absolutely great to hear all of your comments, and it helps us with the marketing of our event. And we're already over 60, so this is a good sign. Last week we had 133 people. Interestingly, about 40 people kind of floated in and out of the room. Some stayed as short as 10 minutes, and others were in 20, 30, 40 minutes. And then there was the core group that stayed most of the time to the very end. And you guys are heroes, especially those that can stay for as long as you do. So thank you for all of that. Let me see where we're at. Good. Okay. Wow. It's just amazing to me that you guys keep coming like this. All right. I just want to breeze through the announcements, and then we'll get into the pitches. So we have a life science focus. Oh, let me mute. And also, just as a reminder to everybody, try and stay on mute unless you're actually going to be speaking. And for those that would like to speak today, you need to be a founder of a startup, not a service provider, because we're running out of time. We'll do an event that's more service provider oriented, but for now, I prefer that everybody who pitches is actually a founder of a startup. I think that's sort of in the spirit of the community we're building, and I want to give priority to those people. If you would like to participate, the way that you do it is go to the reactions button usually at the bottom of your Zoom screen, and then there's a digital hand raise, and raise your hand, and by raising your hand you will get into the queue. And the queue is essentially how I pick people. If you have the gallery view instead of the speaker view, you'll probably be able to see the same screen that I see, which has all the hand raises of the people. And I just go in the order that Zoom essentially puts you into. So thank you for signing up for speaking tonight. Hold on, let me expand my screen, see how many people we have. Oh, fantastic. Yay. So if you'd like to speak, please, this would be the time to go to the reactions button and select the hand raise. We're recording the event. As you may know, we record all the events. Everybody should stay on mute. We are venture starters because we are the people that literally are creating ventures. We're starting ventures at lots of different levels: founders, investors, service providers, mentors, coaches, interested parties. We have a lot of students that watch our replays all around the world. Last week, we were significantly watched in India. That was a big market again. We've had over 50,000 people watch the replays of our events. So thank you to all. If you have not gone to our community page on YouTube, we're just under Venture Starters, and you can subscribe so you'll see what's going on. And you can like any of the videos. It helps us attract more people from around the world that are looking. and we're an inspiration to many. I get emails from plenty of people saying they watched our videos and it was helping them to learn how to be in business and other things that were very important for them. So thank you to every one of you for doing that. Our community continues to grow in terms of multiple successes that I can point out. Mostly the number of people that have registered for our events, which is now over 4,000. We have over 3,000 email addresses of people who are active and happy to receive our emails. Sorry to those of you who might feel like you're getting too many, but we're trying to make sure everybody knows when our events are, because we've been changing the start time a lot in the last few weeks as we're experimenting with different times to see which ones are going to work out best. This is our 13th event where we're basically doing our Wednesday meeting. And because you all keep showing up, I can say that it makes sense to be able to say we're successful on a lot of levels. And again, it's all because of you. If you haven't opened up the chat, please go into the chat and open it up. That's where all the action happens. That's where you're going to be able to connect with the founders. That's where you're going to connect with other people who are in our community that have an interest in what you're doing and what you're pitching. Those of you that are pitching, make sure that you put some information about who you are and how to connect to you in the chat. Real important. People may get interested and they're going to want to reach out to you. If you don't do that, it's not going to be so helpful. Also, if you go to your picture of yourself, there's 3 dots, and if you connect on those 3 dots, it'll allow you to do a rename or change your name depending on what version of Zoom you're using. And if you want to add your email address after your real name, it might help others in the community to find your email so they can reach out to you. But, you know, don't not put your name there, especially if you're pitching, because I need to know your name in order to even present you. So you might want to try that. The rules of our event are so simple. Just be nice. We just want to create a nice community. We're not trying to embarrass anybody. There is a very brief Q&A period after each person pitches. But, you know, that's just designed to sort of get a little bit more activity in the community and give some of our investors and interested parties a chance to also become known in our community by asking questions, putting their camera on themselves. But it isn't intended to be a dive, you know, deep dive. That is, meet somebody in the chat, find out their email, send them your deck, follow up with another Zoom where you two can talk directly and basically dive much deeper. If any of you are interested in doing a full pitch that involves your slide deck, that event is called Startup Right. That's the one I would recommend. I sit on the investor panel, and if Nick is here tonight, which I think I saw him earlier, he can just briefly describe it. Are you here, Nick?
Yeah, I'm here, Mark. Thank you very much. I want to say that this event is great, and really I see this as a complementary to what Startup Right does and vice versa. And I want to invite everybody that wants to do like 5-minute speech and Q&A with investors, more one-on-one sessions to see and visit our event. And I'll be short to show my appreciation and support to this community. I will offer 50% discount to our fees. I'll put information in the chat room. And Mark, again, thank you very much.
My pleasure. And the last few events have sold out for Startup Right, so you might want to look into that right away. It's not very expensive, and it's a great format to pitch. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mark November, and you might see more than one Mark November listed in the participant list. And that's because I have 2 assistants that are co-hosting with me and helping me make everything happen. If you think that you are sending a message to me directly in the chat, just know I'm not reading any of them. My assistants are able to maybe respond, maybe not, but if you really want to reach out to me directly, reach out via the email, which my assistant will put in maybe it's going in now, put into the chat, and you can reach me directly and then I can respond. Just know that there's a high likelihood if you're asking me a question, I'm not able to get to you through the chat. I also want to just generally say many of you have reached out to me in the last month or so, and I've never been so busy because of this event, and I'm way behind on getting back to many of you. And I just don't want you to take it personally. If I did not respond very quickly, it's just because I literally have hundreds of emails that have piled up and I haven't had a chance to get to everybody. Those of you who have spent time with me know I spend a lot of time, you know, trying to give everybody what they need and get real focused on them during those periods of time. And I can't do it for everybody all at once. So just be patient and I'll eventually get to you. I do appreciate all of you. All right, I think we're I'm sorry. Yeah.
Can I make just one comment?
Yes, please.
Same comment you just made. I'm also on the panel, and we have a great team, all of us. And I also am backlogged getting back to people who've been contacting me, just like Mark. So just please, everybody have patience, and we will get back to you one way or the other.
We will. I mean, it's just, this is an amazing amount of deal flow considering how many people pitch every single week. And, you know, if I could, I'd help everybody. And the whole reason for this event, quite frankly, is that the startup ecosystem is somewhat broken this year. And that really was caused by the financial markets shifting so dramatically and investors, especially angel investors, stepping outside of the market because their Google stock was down 30% or their other portfolios were down. And I saw this exact same thing happen between 2007 and 2010. And I can feel that we're going to be in this same space for probably another year. Even if the stock markets start to recover, what happened during the last down period was it took investors about a year after the markets recovered and the economy recovered before they started to be aggressive again. So we're going to probably have a period where it's a little challenging. And in my opinion, having been a founder like all of you, having been an investor like many of you who are here to look at the startups and possibly invest, that what you need to know is that warm introductions, knowing people, is way, way, way more important than pitching total strangers in an environment like this. So the reason for creating the community is essentially giving everybody a chance to get to know each other over a period of time. By you guys showing up frequently, people get to know you. And there's more likelihood that investors or those that know the right investors will, you know, reach out to you once they get to know you and make warm introductions. And warm introductions are way better at leading to an actual outcome that's positive when it comes to investment than just being in a stack of, you know, pitches where you're just pitching to total strangers and it's just truly a beauty pageant. So, you know, and that's a competition nobody wants to be in this year, probably next year. So the reason why I'm so passionate about Venture Starters is this is an opportunity, a platform for you to reach out to people. I know it's short. You only have 2 minutes to do your elevator pitches. These are not long pitches. So please try and keep your pitches reasonably short and articulate what you have to say in a short period of time. But then you can reach out to people in the chat. They can reach out to you. You might meet 1 person, 2 people, 10 people. You don't know. But if you continue to participate, the likelihood of you achieving the results that you're looking for will continue to grow. Anyways, enough of that. Sorry for my little preach there, but that's the background. Also, if you didn't see earlier, we're going to try and keep this event to be free to pitch, free to attend. I think that's the best way for us to grow the community. And I will just say lastly, before we jump into the pitches, I'm going to send an email out to everybody later this week. The way that I believe that we can grow the community is if I can draft, so to speak, or attract maybe a handful of people who would like to be co-sponsors of these events and help me with the marketing of them on LinkedIn. Any of you that have more than 2,000 first connections on LinkedIn can help in amazing ways by helping to promote our events to your networks. So this isn't just my network and Luke's network. By the way, Luke, are you here if you are, just say a couple of words. Luke is a co-founder of the event. He helped me basically put the event together.
Yep, I'm here. Thank you very much for introducing me, Mark. I really appreciate you doing this, and I think this is a great way for founders to present themselves. And I think that actually community and building relationship is more important for fundraising than cold pitches. As you mentioned, when you have a warm intro, when you have a large network of people, not only investors, but also founders, other founders, etc., you are much more likely to raise. So this is one of the reasons actually why we are building this community. And I think that this will be really helpful for founders, not only in the US, but globally. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Luke. So we're going to get started. I believe, Patrick, are you from Germany? Is that, if I recall correctly? And what time of the morning is it? You'll have to unmute. You're our first to pitch. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it's 1:16 a.m. in the morning, but I'm awake. Hello, everybody. My name is Patrick Riehl. Thanks for having me here tonight. I'm the founder of a company called Immotausch, which means real estate exchange in English. I'm a real estate insurance and finance specialist with 16 years of experience in real estate. In Germany, less than 300,000 properties are offered, but several million people are searching for a property because they want to move from one property to the next. I developed an online platform that enables any real estate service to invite these kind of customers to create an exchange profile. The unique ring exchange algorithm is able to tell people who they need to sell their current property in order to get the desired property. There is a high difference between offer prices and tangible asset value of the properties. Through an exchange, people can save half of the additional costs by exchanging by this intrinsic value. For those who do not yet own a property, Immotausch tokenizes real estate with a denomination of 125 euros. Due to a tax exemption limit, this saves the land transfer tax, which is 6% in Germany. A few weeks ago, I received, a grant from a federal agency, namely the Bundesamt für Wirtschaft und Ausfuhrkontrolle. Can you see it? Here. Anyway. That supports an investment of 15 million euros with a 20% subsidy and recognizes Immotausch as an innovative company. To sum up, the ring exchange is a game changer and the next logical step for the real estate market. I invite you all to be part of this great opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Do we have any questions or comments? No worries, Patrick. Go ahead.
I have one question, Mark. Patrick, where are you in Germany?
Near Frankfurt on the Main.
Oh, okay. I used to live in Düsseldorf. I don't know what the how does your program, in a sense, how would it work in an American market, which is very different than the German market, and in each place you're dealing with different types of taxes, different types of interactions. Just very quickly so we can give everyone else a chance to get on.
So the program and the algorithm will be completely the same. We can use it in the whole world, of course, but to expand, I don't know all the markets and I don't know all the taxes and rules. This will be interesting for strategic partners and investors, because money and partners will make me able, or make Immotausch able to grow and expand worldwide.
Okay, reach out to me, please. I put my email in there.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
And Patrick, make sure, make sure you have your information in the chat. Oh, it looks like you do. Perfect. Yeah. So if anybody's interested in meeting Patrick, you know how to reach him. Up next is Joanna. Hello, Joanna.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanna, and I'm from a company called Nori. I'm currently based in Louisiana. My industry is e-commerce and financial technologies. So I'm building a platform which is a full concierge platform, right? It's a family management dashboard to assist the streamlining of everyday tasks. So what this means is you spend 1 hour a month to streamline all of your errands for the entire month. Your groceries, looking after your mother-in-law, your 3 kids, taking them to school, getting them picked up, bringing them home, having the Halloween decorations put up, booking the babysitters, everything can be done on this one platform, and you only need to spend 1 hour a month scheduling the whole thing for it to run automatically. So it doesn't have to be just your immediate household. It also expands towards, like, say, if you're in Austin and your parents are in, say, Shreveport or Lafayette, Louisiana, like in the middle of nowhere, or like North Dakota, you can use this platform to look after them. If, say, for instance, you're a working professional and your wife is a working professional, but you've got 3 kids to take care of, and it's just really tedious to get everything done. Use the platform, schedule their days, their time, their food. Everything can be done, scheduled, and brought to your homes. And instead of actually, you know how right now every app, you have to have like 5 to 6 different apps to be able to do all of this? So you don't really know how much you're spending. What happens is that there is a budget section on your wallet. You can actually approve the entire expenditure for the whole month at the beginning of the month before the end of the month. I think that is really helpful when you have to manage like 6 to 7 people at one time. So the platform has 6 inbuilt revenue streams. It has 2 high-ticket sales packages as well. So this will allow the platform and the management dashboard to reach a sustainability level in 6 months while on a growth spurt. So I already have a team of technology individuals, very well experienced, and also in operations. But I think everyone's just more focused on artificial intelligence and the systems to implement. Whereas I'm more of a marketing, and I've already analyzed like the USA market. So we're raising a $120,000 round at a 2.4 million valuation. And we're looking for investors who are, if anybody comes from a background of lifestyle or consumer-centric, or someone who can, like, how do you say, connect for the long term and not just be like a silent partner. Or if you want to be a silent partner, you know, have like a wealth of experience behind it, we're very, very interested to meet you as well.
Okay, very good. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Then meet Joanna in the chat. Thank you, Joanna. I just want to mention to all the founders that if nobody speaks up after your pitch, don't take it personal. There may be interest. It's not that everybody wants to talk in front of the entire audience, including a bunch of investors that regularly attend our events. So, you know, go straight to the chat and see if you can make magic happen there. Thank you, Joanna. We're going to move on. Next up is Adam.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for inviting me, Mark, and any more Marks that are in the audience. My name's Adam Fee. I'm the founder of a new company called Eyes on Learning. We are working on building digital tools for teachers to help our most struggling students. As you guys can recall, during COVID, not only did we have a huge learning loss among students, right? The average learning loss for our students was 30%, but we also lost over 1 million teachers net, right? Meaning 1 million teachers are leaving and we're not signing up any new ones. And so I'm a former teacher trainer for the U.S. Department of Education, coming back, uniting with some great minds in the field of education to reimagine the role of technology in education. I'll drop some of my information in the chat. We're pre-seed. We're looking for some angel investors. and hope we can connect soon. I'll put some info in the chat right now.
Thanks, Adam. Any quick questions?
Sure. Adam, how much are you looking for? Oh, it looks like you're muted.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. We're looking to raise $400,000 for 10% equity in the company. That should give us good 18 to 24 months runway. We're currently building our MVP. I have a great CTO I worked with at a company called Juniper Square. So we're really working on getting our initial customers, beta customers lined up, moving forward from here.
Sure. I'd love to connect with you. I have a few people who are interested in this space.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Anybody else real quick for Adam?
Hey, Adam, this is Rene Rodriguez here. Please connect with me as well. I would like to speak with you.
Thank you, Rene. I will.
Okay, we're going to have to move on. Adam, thank you so much. Up next is Frederick.
Hello, I'm Dr. Frederick Abramson, founder of Golden Thread Technology. My background includes human genetics, entertainment, artificial intelligence, finance, and consumer business. The worst thing that can happen to an athlete is getting hurt, because then they're out of the game. And in America, every year, 6.5 million kids and adult athletes require medical attention for injuries they suffer in sports. Sometimes the injuries are life-changing, especially for kids. The fact is that for sports injuries, nothing has really changed from when I was an athlete, other than changing the rules and giving generic advice like warm up and don't overdo things. I started Golden Thread Technology to change this. Scientists have discovered that our genes impact injury risks. For example, some people are more susceptible to ACL tears and others to concussion injuries. Our approach is very straightforward. We use DNA analysis to pinpoint sports injury risks, and then AI, machine learning, big data analytics to provide personalized advice to the athletes and to the parents of athletes on what they can do to lower the risks. We're changing the game for those who play the game. Our starting target raise is $350,000 from the MVP, and my information is on the chat.
Okay, I'm going to mute everybody only for 1 second. Hold on, Frederick. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure we're all muted. Again, please stay on mute for the benefit of everybody so the room is silent. We can all hear. And Frederick, do we have any questions of Frederick? I hear background noise, but maybe not. Okay, so Frederick, you know the drill. Thank you for being here. You'll meet people in the chat.
Have a good evening. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on. Duncan, you're up next. And you're going to have to unmute because I had to put you on mute just to
I just did, right. I clicked in and out. Hi, thank you so much, Mark, for this opportunity. My name is Duncan Burns. I'm the founder and creator of the VeggieDome Fruit and Veggie Keeper. It's trademarked, it is patented, it has been produced and sold. And what does it do? It solves actually two different problems. And one thing that I want to say right off is, everybody who is an investor here, this is out of your wheelhouse, okay? So open the door of your wheelhouse and think about possibly a little bit something different, because this is only making a lot of money if it's mass produced and is gotten out there. It's a consumer product that keeps vegetables fresh out on the table in display throughout the week so that you see the food and you eat it. The problem is 40% of our vegetables in the fridge are wasted. That's $120 a month per household in the United States. Also, out of mind. 90% of Americans would rather eat some more vegetables, eat more vegetables. And CDC fall 2017 said that 90% actually wants to be able to eat more vegetables. We just don't get around to it because we walk into the kitchen, it's the same thing that's been there for the next for the past 2 weeks or so, 2 years, 20 years, that you don't see the vegetables and so you don't eat them. It has a scientific biological method of being able to let ethylene gas escape, and the moisture from the vegetables themselves is in fact created inside and it stays alive. So I appreciate your time. I can get more in depth with it. Again, we've already produced 7,500 of them. We're talking to licensing deals right now. And again, it also has a utility patent. This is a game changer in the kitchen. Thank you.
Thank you, Duncan. Any questions from our audience?
I have one question for you. Look me up and please send me your deck. I have a group in Canada, actually, that are looking for products like yours, and they're very, very successful. They used to be in the toy business. Now they have an investment group looking for these kinds of consumer items.
Thank you, Dr. Jack. Also, I just listed my email address and some of the information on the chat.
If you could email that to me, it'd be great, because I don't have time to get back to the chat and check it all out and everything. It would be great. You've got
Good. And Jack, how do I get in touch with you? I'll take a note.
My address is in the chat.
Okay, very good. Thank you for your time.
And Duncan, I really like what you're doing. Contact me. It's planetsense.us. I put my information in the
Leslie,
in the chat. One question for you is, how does that compare to, in terms of saving power, how does it compare to the green bags? I don't know, you're probably familiar with
Yes, I'm familiar. Actually, it can work with the green bags, because the green bags go in the refrigerator, and a lot of your vegetables you just buy in the store, they're dirty, you've taken from the store, you put them in the refrigerator, then you have to clean them after you take them out. This way, you clean what you're going to be eating over the next couple of days, and you drop it into the veggie dome already cleaned. So you just reach in, it's like a cookie jar for vegetables, and it lasts throughout the week, and you still use your refrigerator and the green bags.
Yeah, we should talk, because it's not only a food waste issue, but it's an environmental issue. So
super, you're right on. Thank you.
Okay, great. And thank you for those questions. And Duncan, we're going to have to move on because we have so many people that want to pitch tonight. Up next is Jesus.
Perfect. Great. Thank you very much, everyone. Jesus Reyes here. I'm the COO for Cuties AI. We are a generative AI company that has been in existence since the end of last year. So we just passed our 1-year mark. We have developed and we own 11 different platforms that are able to be used in the industry, from healthcare to medical to securities to skincare to government security, to be able to generate actionable data that you will be able to need for developing new products, ensuring the efficacy of the products, of treatment, but also to be able to develop techniques to identify potential changes to individuals. One of our platforms allows plastic surgeons to be able to show their patients who need to have reconstructive surgery to their faces how they're going to look once a reconstruction is done. We're able to show the FDA what the efficacy is going to be on the change of formula that we're doing, because we own in our platforms 1.3 trillion synthetic faces that we're able to test products and be able to tell with a high degree of certainty, here's going to be the result. So most of our clients, Estee Lauder, Procter & Gamble, Shiseido, the government of Canada, and many of these large corporates are able to decrease the amount of time that they actually spend doing R&D and expedite their ability to provide results to the FDA. So that way we are able to show to our clients very, very high levels of efficacy in our deliverables at a significantly reduced cost. We're already generating revenue. We've generated over $3 million in revenue this year. We're in the process of doing a $2 million safe round for institutional or accredited investors who are interested in participating. So that way we can actually continue to actually accelerate the conversion of contracts. We got over $21 million worth of contracts already signed up that we are not able to execute upon because we don't have the capital to deliver it. So with that said, I'll stop here and see if there's any questions for anyone.
Okay, great. By the way, I'd like to talk to you directly about this one. And please come back to our life science focused event on Saturday, November 5th at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. You can register at venturestarters.com. Do we have any questions for Jesus?
Jesus, great job at explaining everything. I'll be interested in seeing your pitch deck.
Jesus,
perfect
information.
Please. Absolutely. And
Mark, this is Costa Wahal. Jesus, I would love to speak with you as well and understand a little more about how you're thinking about the product and where you stand, because I'd like to see if there might be some investor interest, and also, as you brought up, potentially companies like L'Oreal, etc. And I might have a few connections in those companies as well. I'll send you a DM and we can connect. And we can connect through Mark as well.
Perfect.
Yeah. One more thing. Jesus, this is actually Blakewind. Unfortunately, David had to get in using my link. I would be interested in connecting with you as well. We're different people, and both of us would like to hear from you. So my LinkedIn is in the chat, and I think David's is too.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And then just so if I can do it on coming up at the end of this week, next, I'm opening up the Zoom event. So actually on November 16th, we will actually host a 30-minute session on what generative AI is and what we're doing, very high level, 30,000 feet. So I'll also put that on the chat group. So if there's anyone who has any questions trying to understand what it is that we're doing and what our AI platform means versus what everyone else is doing, you'll be able to join the event. So thank you very much, everyone. Are there any other questions? I may have interrupted someone.
Actually, we're going to have to move on because we have so many people that still want to pitch, but you can meet in the chat, and also to David, who is acting as Blake. You can go to the 3 dots above the picture, and you can change your name, and you can actually be David instead of Blake if you want. Your choice. Okay, up next is Ash.
Thanks, Mark. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Ash, founder at White Label, Advanced Games for Businesses. So it's my 5th pitch, and before going ahead, I want to say thanks for the support to the Venture Starters community. I'll keep my pitch short today. We have received 50K commitment on our angel round 2 days ago. We help businesses to correct first-party data at scale with Advanced Games and marketing games. Advanced Games can engage the target audience in a fun way for over 17 minutes. Advanced Games wouldn't matter much a year ago, but things changed because of ongoing privacy concerns. I posted a product and discussion link on the chat explaining this. We want to make Advanced Games available to businesses of all sizes with a Canva-like no-code platform. We have worked with 147 businesses so far. We're raising a total of 1.5 million pre-seed and allocated 100K for our angel round. The link is in the chat. The fund will enable us to acquire over 20,000 users throughout the next year. This is explained further in our deck. Thank you.
Thank you, Ash. Does anybody have any quick questions? You can meet Ash in the chat. Thank you, Ash, for continuing to be back at our community events. Up next is Elizabeth.
Hey, everybody. I'm Elizabeth. I'm the co-founder and CEO of XN Health, and we're working to make the traumatic process of surviving mechanical ventilation easier for the 13 million people that experience this problem every year. We all have either a personal experience with somebody that's been on a ventilator or know of something. It's been a huge problem with the COVID pandemic. Pandemics are never going away. More people than ever will rely on a ventilator to survive. We're helping make this process easier by treating and rehabilitating the respiratory muscles that are so critical for a person's ability to breathe on their own. So the primary respiratory muscle is your diaphragm, and that's the muscle that's located in your chest that contracts and pulls air into your lungs as you breathe. The problem is that while you're on a ventilator, the machine is breathing for you and you stop breathing on your own. And just as if you didn't work out for a long period of time, you would get weak. Well, the diaphragm actually weakens faster than any other muscle in your body. After little as 3 days on the ventilator, you can lose up to 50% of your muscle mass. And this is actually the main reason why people have a hard time getting off the ventilator. Something like 40% of time on the vent is time that patients spend just trying to rehabilitate that muscle itself. So we have a medical device that works out the patient's diaphragm. It leverages the endotracheal tube. So that's the breathing tube that every mechanically ventilated patient has. And we send electrical stimulation to the phrenic nerves to induce contractions of the diaphragm, pretty much providing a workout for these patients while they're ventilated. So we're raising a $3 million seed round to get us through the rest of our product development, completing our preclinical studies and engaging with the FDA. And we're also hiring some product development engineers and a clinical regulatory expert. So either if you're an investor and you want to connect, or you know somebody that wants to work for a medical device startup, please connect with me.
Nice. I actually would be interested in talking to you about yours as well. Is your device on the outside of the body when it's doing? Go ahead.
It goes into the person's trachea through the endotracheal tube. It's not permanent and it doesn't puncture any tissues. So we call it semi-invasive. It's not any more invasive than that tube, that breathing tube that the person already has.
Got it. Okay.
Elizabeth, I have someone I want to connect you with that could be a good collaborator and potential, also some investors or investor connections. So reach out to me. I put a link in the chat.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Elizabeth, yeah, I think what you're working on is brilliant. I think I might have a number of connections in that space, so please reach out to me.
Great.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Who else? Anybody?
This is Costa again, Mark. Elizabeth, I would love to connect, understand a little more. I also would like to understand, if you have a quick answer now, is it simultaneous with the endotracheal process or is it a post-procedural device, if you may?
Simultaneous with the process, yeah.
Perfect. I'll send you my information and we'll connect.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
That's a good connection for you. And Elizabeth, please come back on our November 5th Life Science event. You'd be perfect for that audience. We're going to have to move on, though. I love your topic, though. Up next is Sal.
Hi, everybody. Sal Shelley, founder and CEO of Maximus Consulting Group. Great to be here again. This is a tech-based platform that enables people to maximize human potential. All you need is an internet connection, and you can improve yourself and invest in yourself and grow and develop. Depression and anxiety and stress is costing organizations over $1 trillion a year due to lost productivity. It's negatively impacting our personal lives as well as our work life. We have been doing this for a while. It's revenue producing. The promoters, including myself, have over 100 years of cumulative experience in coaching and mentoring and technology. We are seeking $500K as a pre-seed round for about 11% equity. I'll put my details in the chat. It is a B2B and B2C model, and it's maximusconsultinggroup.com with 2 Gs. Thank you.
Okay, anybody have any questions of Sal? Sal, you'll be connecting in the chat with others. Thank you so much. Up next is Ernest.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ernest Ike. I'm the founder of Shandoka Electric Motorcycles. I've got a patent that makes it easy to take existing gas-powered motorcycles and convert them to be electric. We're launching already in the U.S. In fact, November 6th, we've got our brand launch party scheduled. And we're also active in 5 African countries, because when you really look around the world at how people move goods and other people around, the motorcycle is the vehicle of choice globally, not trucks, not cars. It's the motorcycle. We also, when you look globally, you see that these developing countries are paying an inordinate amount of money for their fuel costs. So, for example, when we've interviewed some motorcycle taxi operators in Rwanda, for example, the guys that are running on electric motorcycles are spending half the amount of money on energy costs every single day, which means that money actually goes to their families instead of to an outside multinational energy firm, for example. And then in addition to that, by cleaning up the exhaust right there at the neighborhoods where everybody's on these motorcycles, we're affecting the health outcome of these neighborhoods also. It really is kind of a multifaceted, equitable based concept of how we look at what is the important part of our global economy to decarbonize. Do we really need to spend a lot of money helping people who already drive very clean vehicles in primary countries clean up their act? Or should we be going right to the people that are suffering the most from climate change and the impending ecological disasters we're looking at? So what we're doing with Shandoka is building a business model that makes it very affordable and approachable for these folks. And at the same time, we're building some really amazing motorcycles for first level countries like the US. Can you imagine that I have actually been to Daytona Bike Week and talked to some of the biggest, burliest, scariest bikers you could imagine? And the thing that everybody misses about their demand, they don't really care that much about big, smelly, loud motorcycles. What they care about is power. When they realize that when they're operating on electricity, everybody else is in their rearview mirror, they suddenly change their mind. And then when you also look at the way that people that ride motorcycles value their vehicle, a number of guys that I spoke to, their motorcycle is the most valuable thing they own. There are a number of Harley-Davidson motorcycle riders. Their motorcycle is worth $100,000. Their home is worth less than that. So there's a lot of different aspects to the global motorcycle market, and Shandoka is really poised to take advantage of each of them. So we're actively fundraising. Thanks for the time, everybody, and be glad to follow up and speak with anybody that's interested.
Did you mention how much money you're looking to raise? I'm not sure I heard.
I didn't mention we're in a, our first tranche that we're raising is $3 million, and then we've got an $11 million raise planned after that. The $3 million gets us about a year and a half runway. It gets our manufacturing facilities in the US and Rwanda up and going. And then the follow through funding really lets us hit some home runs around the world.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, what is your post-money valuation?
That's a little up for discussion. That's kind of part of what we discuss when we get down to the nitty gritty of what the investment is.
Hey, Ernest. Hey, Ernest, this is Ben Kromnick. I'm an investor and advisor in a number of different types of startups. I'm very interested in what you're doing, and there's a couple of successful deals that I've run through my platform that look a lot like yours. Happy to please reach out to me in the chat or find me on LinkedIn. Love to connect.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it.
Ernest, I would love to connect with you too, Ernest. So let's.
Thank you, Leslie. Yeah, my information I'll put into the chat again. I'll do my best to find each of you afterwards. If not, I'm the only Ernest Ike on LinkedIn.
All right.
Mark, this is Kostub. I have a very quick question.
Please.
Ernest, I'm interested, and I'm from India, and I have traveled quite a bit in the areas you're talking about, perhaps not Rwanda, but I would be interested in knowing more, especially what type of replacement it is with respect to how many cc's can you replace, and not just the torque, etc. So I would love to get the detail. I'll DM you with my email address.
Thank you. And that's actually a really good question. I'd like to let everybody know that basically the concept of this adapter is it replaces structurally what was the stress carried by the engine on many vehicles. And in India and Africa and a lot of low displacement motorcycle countries, the engine is almost always part of that structure of the frame. So our patents filed for the US, India, Europe, China, and Brazil. It's been issued as of November 1st for the United States as a utility patent. And we can adjust the design of that adapter so that it fits those 50 cc and 100 cc's that are very popular in developing countries. Yep. But we can also build a 2500 cc adapter equivalent if you wanted something really big. Thank you for the question.
Ernest,
I'll follow up with more. Thanks.
I'd also be interested in connecting with you, and I've been very involved with SEMA over the years. I'm sure you know where SEMA are. So yes. I sent you a little note, personal note in the chat.
Thank you.
we're going to have to move on. I appreciate all the audience participation, and Ernest, nice to have you come and pitch us. Up next is Atha.
Hello. Hi everyone, I'm Atha Manassa from Vulpine Labs. We are fundamentally rebuilding the paradigms of healthcare, especially for chronic and genetic disorders and autoimmune disorders and many other things, to start an evolution revolution. You all know, or possibly knew, someone who has genetic disorders. Wouldn't it be a massive difference, trillions of dollars worth, if they, you, and everyone could access the means to not just diagnose the exact cause, but to fix it at its root, in the very code your body runs? Wouldn't it be awesome if we could use software coding to rewrite our wetware, that is, our bodies, to adapt ourselves to extreme environments, or to enable self-actualization of our free expression in the amazing transhuman future, if you want to call it that? Or, you know, just take it a step at a time, up to you. But that vision is what drives us at Vulpine Labs. Our systems are aimed at adult in vivo editing and as simple as any other graphical software on a PC to use, as easy as a 3D printer to produce the final gene editing vector for your transformation to your healthy future. So we're talking about something that we can train doctors to do. Every treatment created by users is personalized to the individual, yet every treatment can anonymously inform the next treatment's development through our Laboration Network, which incentivizes high-quality gene edit creation and collaboration, verifies the integrity of shared code, and gamifies the whole process, makes it interesting. And we have an investor actually already lined up for an undisclosed sum to contribute to our early seed round. We have interest from famous potential clients too. And we need $1 million to get things moving now, or $3 million if we're going for a slightly more chunky investment arrangement, depends on who we're speaking to. And we have a team ready to go and near turnkey designs and services waiting to be activated and funded. If you would like to know more about how we are making this work, get in touch and I can discuss it with you, show you our pitch and business plan, and you can contribute to our amazing future together. Thank you very much. Any questions?
I'm actually really happy to hear that you have an investor lining up. That's great news.
Indeed.
Yeah. Does anybody have any quick questions?
I actually have a very, very quick question because I want just for him to say a few words, just what he meant by in vivo editing, just to hear a bit about the technology, just in a few sentences.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch what you asked me there.
To explain a bit about what you mean by in vivo editing, because I think it's a bit more technical and maybe some of the people here will not be perfectly clear about it.
Oh, in vivo editing. Sorry, yes, I didn't quite catch you first time. Yeah, so that means in the body. It means that the gene editing vectors would actually act in the cells in your living body, as opposed to being, say, in vitro, which would be in a test tube, or, you know, otherwise done. There's several different methods that they use all these Latin terms for in science, but basically the gist is it would act a lot like the mRNA vaccines that people have used for COVID, but it would be more complicated in terms of the things it can do in the body. But it would actually be quite simple to design and assemble it from a perspective of the user, because a lot of the hard work and the heavy lifting is to be done by the software that we're designing and developing.
So basically you are saying that a living person can be genetically edited.
Yes, and indeed, it has already been done in the past by other people. They just haven't done it on quite the scale or the extent that we're intending for our tools to be used for.
Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to ask.
Great. Right. Okay. Well, we're going to move on. Thank you again for coming and presenting. Up next is Dima, who you'll need to put on your camera and you're on mute. So if you want to present. Dima, Sarah.
Yes, I'm coming. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Hi. Yeah, so I was told that the pitch should be like entertaining. So I'm practicing my entertaining walk around pitch. I'm now with you from Stanford. So nice to meet you guys. Yeah. Today I'm gonna tell you about Sapti. So Sapti helps direct-to-customer subscription businesses acquire new clients at lower cost. We see the customer acquisition costs have increased by as much as 60% in the last 5 years, and also retaining subscribers is the most important thing for a subscription business. Where the process of purchasing and managing of subscription has a powerful impact on customer load. So as solution, we see a new platform for all subscription products, not only digital, but offline goods as well. A platform where companies can post their offers without upfront payments and go with inbuilt tools for retained users. Also, for an end user, a customer, it's a mobile app. We get the best offers on the market there, structure them in a transparent way, and apply tracking and management functions, giving the user the ability to shop and manage their subscription for free. Optional, it's a transfer shopping and management model increases customer loyalty. So, sub-tip rates on a revenue sharing model with no upfront fees, and after trial period, advertising prices are kept below the market. So our businesses, our B2B companies, as our clients, they spend 3 times less on customer acquisition. Users can enjoy the app for free, or they can increase discounts, bundle their subscriptions, and enjoy sharing the family for a small fee. Our competitors are either help to track existing subscriptions and has no storefront, or they are marketplaces that do not have all these other subscriptions and lack the functionality to manage them. Our main advantage is unique user data. So you see, when user adds all his or her subscriptions to the app, we see what he or she or they want or don't want. We can target them anything. For example, if you're subscribed for healthy food and you go to the fitness, we will advise you to install a subscription-based calorie calculator and so on. So without any effort, we become partners with a whole class of different companies that have an affiliate program. And on our own, we are reaching out to subscription box companies with high cost of subscription and high customer acquisition cost. After a short conversation with a statement that will bring them new customers at no upfront cost, and just with 10% success fee, they're ready to sign a contract with us. In terms of users, we acquire our clients' target audience. Also, we see that family members responsible for home budget and savings will enjoy our app. Building a community around the topic of savings on subscriptions and a new transparency model will help us to build organic flow for later stages. And sharing our best deals analysis with bloggers also will develop our organic flow in the first months. Now we're launching our app in the US market as March. We expect 200,000 users and the same amount of the monthly turnover in the US dollars. Our team has deep experience in managing IT companies, leadership in corporations, business development, marketing, development of AI, and subscription products. As for today, we have 20 LOIs from target B2B clients, and we did them only for 1 week, and more than 100 partnership applications. We ask, at the moment, we ask only 200,000 to market our product and do some development things, more than half of which will go for marketing. That's all. This is something.
Okay, great. Well, next time it might benefit you to be in a stationary location because we only received like 80 to 90% of the words coming through as you were walking around.
That's bad.
Just so you know.
Sorry.
So,
Thanks, AT&T.
It wasn't perfect in that regard. But does anybody have any quick questions before we move on?
Yeah, I have a quick question. Dima, can you tell us in one sentence what it is that you do?
Yeah, we help paid subscription companies to acquire new clients at lower costs.
Okay, that actually made sense. And that was an important point. Thank you for asking, because I think we actually all missed that in the beginning of your presentation. So that was an excellent question. We're going to.
I'm very sorry.
No, thank you. Please try again, and maybe we'll be able to hear you better next time.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna send one pager to the chat.
Okay, please do. Okay, we're going to move on. Up next is Nathan. Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for having me and putting this event on. I'm Nathan DeYoung with Asset Fund. And I help everyday investors with accessibility and profitability of business ownership without all the risks. Right now, my SPV is being shopped by a firm that is presenting to family offices, early stage VC funds, private equity firms, and even super angels. They believe that the returns we will be seeing on this investment will be nothing short of absolutely staggering. Let me explain a little bit about what we do in our process. We've developed a process that allows everyday investors to use our new crowdsourcing platform and invest in fractional blockchain shares of business assets. We're currently offering a 2-year convertible note and seeking a $5 million raise. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Short and sweet. I actually appreciate that so much. Does anybody have any questions? I'm sure there's a lot more to what. Oh, go ahead. I hear a voice.
I don't know how to raise my hand on Zoom, but I don't have a question, but I do have someone that I could potentially connect you with. So if you would just shoot me an email, I'd love to make that connection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else?
Mark, this is Kostav. I would like to connect with you, Nathan, and understand more details of what you're thinking about and how you're developing this.
Okay.
I'll send you a note.
Great. And by the way, for the Q&A portions, you don't have to digitally raise your hand. That's really just for if you want to pitch. You just need to turn on your microphone and try and make some, just make some noise and you'll be up next. It's kind of the way we're doing it. There's no model here other than that. But we're going to move on. Nathan, thank you very much for presenting. I look forward to learning more too. I don't think we picked up the nuances of what it is you're doing yet, but I look forward to learning. Alan, you're up next.
Great. Mark, I greatly appreciate what you have done. My name's Alan Brunton. I am the founder, CEO of Cymatrax Incorporated. What we have created as a SaaS product is digital software that will take any digital audio and make it healthier for the listener. Now you're asking, what does healthier for the listener mean? We've taken clinical trial data from Johns Hopkins, the Mayo Clinic, Harvard School of Medicine, MIT, and the Oxford Neurological Research Institute, where in their trials, they have identified specific frequencies that will raise the brain's cognitive ability measured with EEGs. We've also identified from numerous other clinical trials that white noise does just the opposite and puts you to sleep. And I'm sure you know people that listen to digital audio, listen to white noise to go to sleep. All of those frequencies, the white noise and those frequencies that will raise your cognitive ability are in all digital audio. What we've created is software, patented, that will take any digital audio, analyze, locate where those good frequencies are, lock onto them, and then a very customized formula will reduce the amplitude of that white noise so that without changing the quality of the recording, the user will now have more energy, less stress, and a higher cognitive focus. Our biggest client at this time is a continuing education university where they have uploaded over 3,000 digital audio files, showing that then and putting it back into their training videos so that the viewer will now then score higher on their test scores to recertify their practice, as well as retention is longer in the workplace. One other note, this actually applies for healthcare. We have just received about 6 weeks ago our preliminary trial report from the Department of Communication Science and Disease at James Madison University, showing the positive effect of our software for autism and PTSD. We have other partnerships going on right now, including with the University of New England, to be able to go further with this with over 40 different medical students to continue this. So we are looking for $1 million for our company. We do have a 5-year pro forma coming up on the pitch deck. We'd love to be able to connect with anybody who has any idea. Oh, and by the way, so much more information about so many other neurologists we have contacted. People are offering and asking for to oversee clinical trials of ours for autism and other neurological disorders. So I would love to be able to meet with anybody. This is something that over 5 billion people listen to digital audio every day. Can you imagine what's going to happen? Oh, and just recently, 3 weeks ago, one of the largest cell phone manufacturers in the world contacted us, trying to find out if we could actually take our algorithm and put that into their chip of their cell phones. Yes, we can. So, like I said, it's not just for digital audio files, streaming media, podcasts, corporate training, online education. It's a way to have people refocus and retain the information that they're looking at. My name's Alan Brunton, founder, CEO of Cymatrax Incorporated. Thank you again. I'll put information in the chat, open to questions.
Alan, I already DM'd you in the chat. We should talk. I'm very into like the brain science and neurological stuff, so we should talk more.
Yeah,
we
Alan,
will.
Alan, I also reached out.
Sounds really interesting. Yeah, I would love to like chat further.
I also reached out to you in the chat, left you some information. One thing that a lot of people, I don't think Mark even knows this. I'm actually a cognitive psychologist. My background is auditory perception, and I was involved in the very beginnings of the digital age of cell phones and so forth, working for Bell Labs. Yeah, and helping to. They asked me. The engineer said to me, "What's a psychologist doing here?" I said, "Well, I got to test the quality of your sound." I actually had an anechoic chamber, so built for me. So please reach out. I'm connected to the entire cellular mobile communications world, as well as most of the consumer electronics companies. And I think there's something we could discuss.
That sounds great, Jack. I greatly appreciate it. You're my new best friend.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, Alan, please come to our event on the 5th of November, which is life science oriented. That group will be very interested in hearing this. I know I'm repeating myself multiple times, and I'll be saying the same after David pitches as well in a moment. But was there anybody else that had a quick question for Alan, or are we ready to move on? We're going to move on. Okay, thank you, Alan. That was interesting to hear. David, great to have you back. You're up next.
All right, let's see here. Got me on surprise.
It's interesting. I have David actually next on my list, on my participant list, and Barry, it looks like, is higher up on a different list. So Barry, you're up next, just so you know. I don't know why that happened.
All right.
And David, you're up next.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm David Pachkovsky, the founder of DapraCare, a healthcare technology company. So in 2019, I was diagnosed with cluster headaches. They also call them the suicide disease, and extremely debilitating. Unfortunately, the soonest I could get in to see a specialist was 8 months out. And that was with a referral from my wife, who's works in pediatric oncology at Lucile Packard. So that experience made me realize how broken and antiquated the healthcare system is today. The process individuals must go through to get help is cumbersome and expensive. Patients are losing patience with the healthcare industry, and people are struggling to get the care they need when they need it. So especially when it comes to addressing sensitive health issues. So I wanted to develop a solution to this problem, and that I experienced firsthand. The average time for a person in this country to actually get an appointment and see a doctor is 27 days. So I developed DapraCare, and DapraCare connects consumers with licensed medical professionals and enables everyone to seek the health and wellness care that they deserve, excuse me, no matter who they are or where they're located. So our goal is to be the first stop in people's journey to accessing treatments for hundreds of conditions utilizing our multi-condition health and wellness platform, providing access to high quality, affordable care without the need for insurance. So our treatments on average cost the equivalent of what you would pay for a co-payment. We believe that the future of healthcare is led by patients, and this is why we're putting consumers back in the driver's seat when it comes to their health. I'm currently raising $3.5 million for my seed round to cover operations, additional development on our platform, and marketing costs. So our key differentiators, because there are some competitors out there like Hims and Roman, if you've heard of them, very similar. And I don't recreate the wheel. I have 22 years of experience in marketing health and wellness products. And I've built a team that I've used, worked with over the years. And this is my 14th startup. So what we do is we create a business, model it after another one that's successful, go after the market share, and then make the company better. So we're building personalized treatment plans using pharmacogenomics tests and custom or personalized compounded treatments in different delivery methods for our patients. We also have an in-home care services that provides, diagnostics, in-home patient monitoring, and continued care. So that pretty much sums it up.
Great.
Questions? Yep.
Thank you, David. Anybody have any questions?
David, I'd love to learn more about this. I'm going to DM you now.
Great. Same here, David. This is Costa. I'd love to learn more. I'll DM you.
David, sounds really interesting. Just quick question. So is this like Meta Health, or is it like, this is a service, not a product, right?
It's a software, it's a telehealth platform that it's a direct to consumer product. So it's a subscription-based model. You go through the online consultation, and then we provide the treatment plans, and it's subscription-based. So you get your prescription filled and delivered to your home within 48 hours every month. And then you have 24/7 access to healthcare providers. So we address hair, skincare, hair loss, men's and women's sexual health, and mental health. So.
Oh, got it. Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you have sales?
Yes. No, not yet. But we're soft launching in about 3 weeks. So we're just waiting for training on part of our EHR for our staff. But no, we don't have. But we will very soon. So we're doing a soft launch. We're licensed in all 50 states, but we're soft launching in just California and Florida.
Nice. That's good news. I don't remember hearing that before.
No, I didn't mention it.
It's great to hear, David.
I have investors that I could potentially connect you with if you reach out.
Perfect.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you. Good. David, we're going to have to move on because we still have 15 people who want to present, and we're already into our second hour, and I always try and get us finished on time if possible. All right, thanks, Barry, now it's your turn. You're up next. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mark. My name is Barry from Saskatchewan, Canada. Happy to be here for the first time. The name of my company is SecurUp. Every year, college students find it difficult to connect with each other and to make friends. Again, they find it difficult to find their preferred career or major in school. Also, it's hard for college students to find suitable gigs that work with their schedule. And that's why we've created SecurUp. SecurUp allows students to connect with each other, all the way down to your very department, and then connect with other students based on interest from other universities in your country and all the way outside the country. Where we're also focusing on mentorship with those students. So we connect fixed students with mentors that have gone through what they're going through right now, fixed gigs with the students, and also connect tutors and e-learning courses so that they can upskill. But by the time they're done with school, they have suitable experience and they can connect to jobs. So yeah, connect with me if you want to learn more, and I can share the results from our BETTER program that we've launched in Nigeria, South Africa, and Canada here. And we're about to launch feedback from the BETTER program in 3 weeks here on an updated app. So thank you.
I like your name, Circle Up. That, from a branding perspective, feels right. Does anybody have any questions?
Sure.
Yeah. Go ahead, Blake.
Barry, I just wanted to double check a couple of things. How much are you raising exactly?
So we're raising 250K on a safe note for 10%, which is a pre-seed. I have bootstrapped to this point. And then we're just raising to push up to more universities in Canada and more universities in 3 other African countries to continue our testing and then hopefully go from there.
The reason I ask is because I know some people at Techstars, and I think getting involved in the Techstars ecosystem might be interesting, even though they might not be able to meet exactly your terms. They have a lot of worldwide connections, which could potentially be useful for your project roadmap. So if you're interested, please feel free to connect with me and I can hook you up with someone over at Techstars. I'm actually not sure which of the accelerators would be the best fit because I could think of more than one where you could potentially fit in.
Yeah, for sure. I actually submitted an application to Chicago one last night. So yeah.
I can put you in touch with someone there if you'd like. Just feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else real quick? Barry, welcome, and you'll meet people in the chat, and hopefully you'll come back. Before we move on to, I believe Renee is actually next on the list, but I understand Alex has to leave immediately, if not shortly here, and we're going to let Alex do a quick pitch before we move on to the rest of the list. Hello, Alex.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much, Mark. I appreciate it. I only put 2 hours on the meter and I was like, okay, we're running up on time. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Amazing. Cool. Well, I will just get right into it. So my name is Alex Vicente. I'm one of the co-founders of Bits Crypto, and we are building the next generation of crypto investing. So a little bit of background on me. I recently graduated from the Wharton School. Prior to graduating, I scaled an international startup, which I bootstrapped as a solo founder. That is being acquired right now. My 2 co-founders, Jameson Rader and Nick Bembenek. Jameson spearheads tech. He's Forbes 30 under 30. He's had 20 million plus app downloads and is a software engineer. My other co-founder, Nick, is a CPO, and he has led creative direction for over 25 startups. That's just kind of like the core power team. So the main problem we aim to solve is knowing when to buy crypto is really, really hard. There's intense market volatility. A lot of people don't necessarily know how to get in, when to get in. There aren't a ton of entry-level resources, as well as centralized exchanges actually crumbling. So like Celsius, Voyager, a lot of them defaulting, going bankrupt. So what we did is built Bits. What Bits does is give entry-level crypto investors expert-level tools. So for the first time, we vertically integrated a mobile app, an on-ramp, a wallet, and a DeFi liquidity pool into a one-stop shop. In essence, what we're doing is activating for the first time ever background trading on behalf of the user. So imagine robo-advising meets crypto, but you own all the assets. So we can never default, we can never go bankrupt because we're never custodians of those funds. What we actually launched with is an MVP, which is considered like an Acorns for crypto, more or less. That launched about 3 weeks ago. What we do is roundup and recurring investments. So roundups is, you go and buy a coffee, $3.50. We'll round up your entire purchase to $4 and invest that spare change 50 cents into your pre-existing portfolio. This is for New Year's Eve to micro invest, dollar cost average while the market's down. Other strategies we're going to be rolling out to layer these different TradFi principles in a DeFi landscape include on-chain copycat trading, event triggered, which a lot of people get excited by. Basically, event triggered is like, let's say you turn it on, Elon Musk tweets about Bitcoin in a positive light, we'll auto invest $100 into Bitcoin. something like that. So it's where ML meets AI meets investing. So that's what the user sees on the front end, traditional finance investing principles in a decentralized finance landscape. On the back end, what we've done is we've truncated these 14 steps to enter DeFi down to 4. So all you do is download Bits, create an account, set up your structure, like configure the actual trades, and you let it run rather than having to go through the centralized exchange, transfer it to a decentralized exchange, then set up the investment accounts. Yeah, we've basically integrated the entire process. So in terms of traction, we did launch this past month. We have 3,000 users currently. We've executed 35,000 bank transactions. We have a 5% daily growth rate, and we're listed as number 125 in the finance app store section. We were also featured in CoinDesk, Morning Brew, and have partnered with Wharton and Harvard. We've already raised 1.2 million pre-seed. This includes investors like H2F Capital, who invested in Stripe, FTX, MoonPay, Dapper. We also have Founders Inc., Founders Committee. And in this current round, we're raising $3 million at the moment, tranched into 2 different sections, 3 million raised for seed and a 1 million at a discount for high value add angels. We already have Kleiner Perkins entered the round and investors from Cumberland, Galaxy, and Plaintext. So yeah, if anyone has interesting partnerships, alignments, we basically want to bring crypto to the mainstream and create a safe environment and educational on-ramp. So definitely let me know.
Any questions of Alex?
Sure. Yeah, Alex, just one quick question. Do you know who Cecilia Lee is?
I do not, no.
I'd love to connect you with her. She's a crypto investor with a bunch of experience, and she'd definitely like to hear about what you're doing. Please feel free to just add me on LinkedIn, and then I'll send you a pointer. You can use my name. I don't even think I need to do a warm intro. Congrats on the great execution, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anybody else real quick?
Alex, I may have some institutions that might be interested, like they're focused on blockchain. So these are big institutions, so they might want to take a look at what you have.
Amazing. Yeah, that'd be great. We're about halfway done with the current round. So we have 2 million left in allocation.
Okay, well, we're going to need to move on. And Alex's email address is attached to her photo. So if any of you want to reach out to her, you know how to reach her. And thank you, Alex. We're going to go to Renee next.
Yes, my name is Rene Rodriguez, originally from Chile, but I live in Utah. And I've been an entrepreneur my life. This venture that we started with $7,000. We took it to thousands of people. We test this product. Think about a greeting card. What is a greeting card? It's basically a piece of cardstock paper with graphics and emotion, become a $9 billion industry. We replaced the cardstock paper for a live, fresh flower. And we now have the preserved line of products. What that means is that whatever the message we put on the flower is whatever the flower will become. This is the only industry in the world that's not being disrupted. We have sold over $20 million in sales, but we realized that through our licensing model, we're never going to reach the $1 billion market that we want. We want to be the Starbucks of the industry. So we tested with Disney. We tested with promotional product, but we couldn't fulfill the orders. We went to the biggest promotional product in the world. And guess what? We won the best product in the world. And that's when we couldn't fulfill the orders. Then we went to start doing some PR. We were featured over 500 media publications. So we learned the lessons, we make the mistakes, we have done everything, we reinvest all the money, but in order for us to go worldwide and dominate an industry that has many different verticals, like flowers and gift and promotionals, etc., we need some raising capital. That's what we're raising, between $1 to $5 million, depending on how aggressive we want to go forward. And but we're ready to go, and there's a lot of things happening right now.
Okay, thanks, Renee. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I think it's like really fascinating. It seems sort of similar to what Altamanta mentioned a while ago, but probably not, but it seems kind of similar. But yeah, I'm just really excited to learn more.
Yes, please reach out. I mean, the whole plan is ready to roll, and we have a lot of influencers ready to go, and we just need the right partner and go after an industry that's never been disrupted. And if you think about it, it's the only industry, one of the only industries in the world that doesn't have a brand leader or category king worldwide.
Renee, I have someone that might be interested in investing that I can connect you with if you reach out.
Perfect. I just reach out on LinkedIn on you as well.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on. Thank you very much. And Renee, you can meet others in the chat. Up next is Sajid. I apologize. I'm not sure I got your name correctly.
All right. Hi, guys. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Mark, for the opportunity and the amazing work you do connecting this forum. This is my first time here. I'm Sajid from VPay Inc. So we are basically a fintech-based startup, trying to develop a product which is a factoring solution. So in simple terms, so what we do is, what we are trying to solve is, so you see when we have these, e-commerce marketplaces such as Amazon, Walmart, and so on, right? So when these sellers sell their products in these markets, they don't get paid immediately. So they take up to 2 weeks, or even it can take up to one or 2 months sometimes, depending on certain factors, right? So what we do is we come in between and say, hey, for the sellers, we will fund you immediately within max 48 hours, and then once the marketplace pays you, we will get paid from them. So that is how we are trying to solve their cash flow issues, especially for the e-commerce markets players, for the sellers, right? So initially we are planning to establish ourselves in the North American region, the Canadian and the US market. We are starting with two products, which is instant factoring and advanced factoring. You guys can connect to know more details, and we can have a chat. And we are expecting to raise 300,000 as a soft note at 10%. So would love to know if there's anyone interested. We can have a extended chat. Thanks all.
Hey, great. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, Sajid, I would love to connect with you.
Sure, Leslie.
Yeah.
I'll drop a message.
Thank you, Leslie. Anybody else?
Hey, Sajid, I have a question. The licenses for the USA or North American markets, do you already have it?
The licensing's not yet, because we are still in the development stage. So we are trying to do a MVP launch by the first quarter of next year. So probably by that time, yeah, we are planning to obtain the licensing.
Okay. Keep in touch. I would love to use your platform.
Sure, Joanna.
Thanks for your question, Joanna. Anybody else? Okay, we're going to move on. And thank you for coming to pitch us. It was an interesting idea. You might even check with the companies that are in the factoring business now that might want to either invest or partner with you, or white label or something of that nature. Anyways, let's move on. David, you're up next.
Hi, everybody. My name is David Siegel. In the 1990s, I created the field of web design. I built one of the world's first digital agencies and sold it to KPMG. I was once the candidate to be the dean of Stanford Business School, and I raised $20 million in a crypto offering. I started more than a dozen companies, and I've been an angel for 20 years. Last spring, I had a coaching client who had a good hedge fund. The fund was up 55% in Q1. I spent the spring helping him raise $1 million, but over the summer, his fund had 3 negative months in a row. So I told him he should just fire me, and let's talk again in January after we see how the year turns out. And this is the problem with coaching. A client is looking for a solution to a problem, and he finds a coach. Sooner or later, the client doesn't need the coach, right? The coach becomes a liability at some point. Yet coaches want regular income. So in this $14 billion industry, neither client nor coach gets what he or she wants. I'm going to fix that. I'm starting a new company called The Infinite Game of Life. There are 2 parts. First, we're going to create a coaching platform where business owners can find dozens and dozens of pre-qualified specialists in finance, fundraising, business development, marketing, product development, lean and agile practices, HR, negotiating, branding, etc. Plus, we'll have personal coaches for relationships, communication, parenting, stress, time management, diet, fitness, dating, and much more. For a flat fee of $6,000 a month, you get 12 hours of coaching and consulting from any of these experts. You can use them for both business and personal coaches. You can also give your hours to friends, family, and colleagues. Our target clients are owners of small to medium-sized business. Now, for the coaches, we'll give them a steady income, which is what they want. Our coaches will give us half their available hours in exchange for $10,000, $15,000, up to $25,000 a month. We're going to be the scalable coaching platform, so coaches will always have clients who actually need their services. We're raising $300,000 now, pre-revenue at a $3 million valuation. In a safe note, this business generates cash, so I don't anticipate much more funding. It's not a tech business, it's a matching service. We have the first $100,000, looking for another $200K. I think we'll be done in a couple of weeks. Also looking for coaches and partners, and many people here are very relevant experts for our clients and our platform. For those interested, we'll have a 30-minute webinar tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time, just to keep you guessing. Give me your email in the chat and I'll send you an invite. If you need a separate time, just let me know and we'll set up a meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Anybody have a question?
Yes, I have a lot of questions. David, I own an executive coaching firm, so I'm obviously not going to run through these now, but I have a tremendous amount of logistical this particular platform that you're trying to design. And I'd like to have an offline conversation with you.
Let's do that. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I have a question. David, how do you vet your coaches?
It's a really good question. We're looking for mostly quantitative people who are experts in the fields I mentioned before, and we will over time develop criteria. Right now, it's just conversations. I've done a lot of this.
Anyone would just be able to sign on as a coach, or do they go through your team?
No, we're going to qualify them. It's going to take some time to come up with the exact criteria, but right now it's a conversation. And it's the same with our clients. We're going to qualify them too. We want people who really want to play the infinite game of life and not just make more sales.
Absolutely.
It's an interesting name. Okay, and thank you, Lima, for continuing to ask questions. Really appreciate it. David, we're going to
one more quick question, please.
Go ahead.
Multiple David Siegels on LinkedIn. Which one are you?
I'm sorry?
There are multiple David Siegels on LinkedIn. Which one are you?
Give me your email and I'll connect to you.
David, just put your LinkedIn profile
link
in the chat. That'll solve it for everybody else that also has that question. We're going to have to move on.
Mark, just a real quickie. David, I'd like to connect with you. I've sent you my information. I've been there, done that. We do consulting and we do management consulting and matchmaking and you name it. And I'd love to talk to you more about what you're doing and maybe become part of it. So let's see.
And and your name is?
Dr.
Jack Tarobin.
Jack. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, yeah, I got to move on because we have so many that still want to pitch. So up next is Deester. I'm sorry. Tell us how your name is really pronounced. You're still on mute.
Apologies, you can take the first syllable as date. I've taken somebody on a date, and the second one is sir, date sir. That's the Afrikaans for German, which was a nickname of my granddad, but it's my real name. I'm South African. I'm contacting you guys from Sun City, South Africa, where I'm with my wife for 25-year wedding anniversary, and it is 33 minutes past 2 in the morning. I've been in sport for 20 years, and I'm now CEO of Zolt Talent Connection app, and I'm going to tell you about Zolt. Connecting talent, ambition, and fan passion. Zolt is a fun NFT digital trade card platform for all levels of talent, for all types of talent, so any talent can be found and can promote their abilities for profit and for fun. Our vision is we believe that talent needs to be found, and to do that, the future of digital trading card industry is making them available for all types of talent at all levels, from amateur to professional, in a fun way. The problem is, there is no fun platform for up-and-coming grassroots talent where it's socially acceptable to showcase, build, and brag about their ability to be great at what they do. Current platforms are all top-down, focuses on professionals only, corporate structures reign and rule. There are no platforms for grassroots and professionals at the same level. The solution: to create a platform for all talents everywhere at any level to expose themselves, to monetize their effort and skill, to be visible, connected, and to earn income. We've taken a target audience from certain countries in the world, which we'll point out for more info. The market selection is from age group 13 to 25, access to smartphones, access to data, and access to social media. Our TAM is 121 million. Our SAM is 84 million, and our SOM is 2.5 million. So how does it work? You create your own card. You post social posts about your talent. I find you through a unique search engine. I buy your card for as little as $1 or as much as $1,000, depending. You create your own little business, and I have access to you. Through subscription and transaction fees, we believe we've got a business. Through strategic partners and brand ambassadors, we will reach the talents. Talents will buy the cards, and through buying cards and subscription and transaction fees, we're doing our business. There are other platforms for professional athletes, only in NFT access cards. We are the only platform for all levels of talent, and all talents, not only sport, can be a pianist, can be a dancer, can be a painter, for professionals and grassroots. We have a strong team that built this platform. We're seeking 1.5 million US for a substantial part of the business. We've already done a soft launch. We have 400 plus users on the platform now, attending to growth pains. We're planning to launch beginning of December. Zolt, connecting talent ambition and fan passion. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? It's digital trading cards, right? They're not getting printed cards. It's a digital card, I assume.
It's a digital trading card, but I think the bigger sell here is that you're getting found by your talent. You talk about your talent. We got this unique search engine where you can put in and you find an 800-meter athlete in the middle of Nevada that runs a sub 155.
Yeah.
And
okay, very cool. All right, I was in the trading card business once a long time ago as a manufacturer. So I would be curious just to see your deck. Can you just send it? Yeah, just out of curiosity. But we're going to move on. But thank you for staying up late and being probably our furthest distanced presenter for tonight. I always love that we are a universal world event, and the more the merrier. Up next is Daryl. Hi, Daryl.
Had to unmute. Look at that. Thanks for the opportunity, Mark. Again, I love the Venture Starters community. I'll keep this quick. I know I've pitched previously. I'm looking forward to hearing some others, but let's get this going. So I'm with Recody, which is a platform which will give sports teams the ability to turn fan memories into strategic assets that build stronger relationships, tap into valuable emotional data, and generate new revenue. While focusing on providing value to sports franchises and enterprises, Recody will also reward fans via digital tokens for sharing their favorite memories in order to drive year-round engagement. It will be a scalable multi-tenant SaaS platform that will be aggregating that fan-generated content that clients can integrate into a variety of multimedia experiences, digital scrapbooks, social media posts, vignettes on venue scoreboards, metaverse platforms, and the list goes on and on. We've really thought through the implementation and integration pieces of this business. Right now, we're looking at a 3-tier monthly subscription that will be a robust content management portal, allow for AI-driven data capture, analytics, SMS code services, email, tech support, and there's also a content management partnership that we'll be doing when we're servicing these teams, athletes, and brands. So we've gotten lots of validation through 300 plus relationships and conversations we've had across professional sport and major college sports, even some of the amateur ranks as well. The whole team, myself included, has a steep sports media background and management, marketing, ticket sales, you name it. Right now we're pre-revenue. We're looking to develop our MVP, and we're in the process of raising 500K, of which it's really another 75K would get us out the door and allow us to put this in people's hands, such as yourself. But that's really it. I encourage the reach outs. I know there's plenty of people here in the chat that we've been in discussions with. I'm looking forward to sharing further updates. Thank you.
And just for those that don't know Daryl and his team, they really did work with the big professional sports teams, and they are connected. So this isn't just an idea. This is an idea that was generated by people from the industry going back to their own, network. Does anybody have any quick questions of Daryl?
I just had a comment. Daryl, I owe you a response. I will get it to you.
Thank you, Dr.
I have been shopping your stuff around, actually.
Oh, wow.
Who's interested. So I'll get back to you. I sent you a note in the chat as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Jack. I know we've been on here and speaking a couple of times. But Ed, Mark, I appreciate that shout out.
I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing, but we got to move on. Thank you so much. Rajiv, I'm not sure I pronounced, but introduce yourself because you've been active tonight, and I really appreciate all the questions that you posed to others. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Shout out to Daryl. He's the one that told me about this awesome community. So thank you, Daryl. My name is Rajiv Jadhav, based here in New York City, the co-founder of Lily Launch Tools. What we do is basically think of Trello, Asana, Wrike, Product Board, Slack, all rolled into one. And it's actually easy to use in less than 5 minutes. Like in less than 5 minutes, you can actually start using the thing. The reason we built this is because we found that companies were struggling and wasting a lot of time and delaying their product launch. And that was costing them millions and millions of dollars. The team that designed this, the secret sauce that makes it cool, is the same team that helped a pharma company do $1.3 billion at launch. So we really know a thing or two about launch, and the software enables that. So it's basically a really simple to use strategy builder, strategy visualizer, as well as something that allows you to visualize the rollout of your strategy in Kanban charts and Gantt charts, and a whole bunch of other cool things, which I'll speak about later. We're looking to raise $1 million pre-seed for 10% equity. And we're looking to dominate the pharma industry because my business partner, her background is pharma. Currently, we're in talks with a few companies like Novartis and Pfizer and Novo Nortel, and a few others, since we have been featured at various trade shows like Diversity Alliance for Science, WeBank, and the forthcoming South by Southwest as well. I'll leave it there, and I'll put the link in the chat. The product is ready to use. You can sign up for a 30-day trial, no credit card needed.
Nice. Anybody have a question?
I have a question for people that aren't familiar with anything but Slack, all the other things that you named. How would you describe what you do and who you do it for to a 10-year-old?
I would say it's an easy way of seeing what to do, and by explaining to your team what they need to do and just help them focus on what they need to do. That's it.
Great. I get it.
That was an interesting question, Leslie. Thank you for that. Because does anybody else have a comment or question? Well, you're new to all of us, and we appreciate that. And hopefully we'll see more of you and learn more about what you're doing, and people can meet you in the chat. Thank you for coming. Up next is Eli. I'm not sure how I got what's more correct.
Hi, Mark. This is Eli.
Eli.
Thanks for the opportunity. Great to be here. I'm the founder of and CEO of Mechanics Marketplace. It's the first recruiting and collaboration platform for the automotive industry, or what some people have termed LinkedIn for automotive. A little bit about me. I've been an executive in high-tech startup companies for the past 20 years, and most recently, fintech company Keeley Technology that we sold to Square with great returns to investors. Today, we have a big problem with skilled labor hiring. We have a shortage of 7.6 million skilled tradespeople. And in the automotive industry specifically, we suffer from a chronic shortage of technicians and huge turnover. Job boards have many shortcomings. They are highly fragmented. And when you have a shortage of labor, companies have to advertise on multiple job boards, or they have to hire recruiters, which are both very expensive and time consuming. Also, more than 40% of automotive workers are not on job boards. So we're building a dedicated automotive platform with lots of free value added capabilities that attract job seekers, and we screen them out for automotive businesses so they can have a high number of qualified applicants. Next week, we're releasing a technical forum. You can think of it as a Reddit for automotive. We're also changing the business model from advertising with no accountability to a hybrid of subscriptions and success-based payments, which businesses told us they prefer. So we have strong traction with dealerships and auto repair shops. And breaking news, we signed up Avis Budget last week, which will be transformational for our business. We've consistently grown revenue over the past 24 months, and we're now generating $80,000 per month, and we're profitable. So we're looking to raise $3 million to accelerate the development and expand sales and marketing nationwide.
Okay, that's great. And by the way, I would like to actually have a conversation with you. I think I have an idea for you. Is there anything else that has a question?
Well, I don't have a question. I just would like to say that I'm sure you're familiar with the shortage of labor, also in the plumbing industry, the electrician industry, and on and on. And those are follow-on markets that I think would be absolutely great. My background includes 37 years in human resources on the sales side as well as on the delivery side in companies. So if you wanna chat, I have a lot of insights I think we could have a long conversation about.
Yeah. No, the idea is actually we're starting with the automotive industry and we want to expand into other verticals. And yes, I'm totally aware with what you're talking about. So actually we're being approached by people from other industries like, oh, we love what you're doing. Like, can you do something for us? Like, okay, well, we need to walk before we run. But yes, yeah, the problem is prevalent in many industries.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna have to move on just because we still have a bunch of presenters and running out of time. Up next, and you can meet others in the chat, of course. Hopefully we'll see you again. So up next is Shirley.
Hi everybody, I'm Shirley, CEO and founder of Choosy, a curated social commerce app for collectors. I have a comp sci degree from Rutgers, but I chased my passion and shifted to working in marketing creative at Jet, which was acquired by Walmart. And then I started my own creative studio with clients like Wall Street Journal, Barclays, and Toyota. Also on Choosy, I manage a founding engineer who shipped 15 products and whose expertise is in AI and ML. I came up with Choosy as a Pinterest for our possessions, whether it's vintage Playboys, creepy dolls, or cactuses that are shaped like boobs. A lot of collectors have complex curatorial criteria as to what inspires them to spring into action. Choosy's platform uses analytical AI to help collectors become friends based on the similarities of their collections and empowers them to buy and sell from one another without making it their full-time job. We didn't design our platform for transactions. We designed it for transactional relationships. And our business model is community commerce, transaction fees on the commerce side and targeted ads on the community side. We're partnering with tastemakers, entrepreneurs, and event organizers across passionate communities around decorative collectibles first, because specifically Choosy serves their needs with intelligent discovery and visual showcases. But even pre-launch, 45 days, we've got soft traction. 1,000 waitlisters, 75% are Gen Zs and millennials, 68% are women, the next generation of collectors. Recently, we've opened up our pre-seed round, raising $1 million on a $6.5 million cap. We've raised some safes. We have 110K in additional soft commits, and we're looking to speak with synergetic angels who want to come with us as we take this vision to the moon.
That's a great pitch. And actually, I would like to have you come back another time and pitch earlier so we can dive deeper, because there's something really special going on here. I really like that one. But we have to move on. Sorry, it's just the timing of it all. Up next is Yahya.
Yes, that's correct. Yahya.
It's a cool name.
Thank you. So I'm going to start right away. Every year, over 2 million women worldwide suffer from breast cancer. And the most common treatment for early stage breast cancer patients is usually surgery. But the problem with surgery is that while it's effective, it may significantly impact their quality of life. And surgery comes with a lot of risks and long recovery time. In some cases, surgery is not even possible. I'll tell you some of the risks that come with the surgery, and it's not limited to bleeding, infections, restricted range of movement, removal of breasts and other healthy tissue, nerve pain or numbness, cosmetic issues, and even death. So what's the alternative? Synergy Med has developed a proven solution which removes the need for painful surgery. Using our non-invasive device that combines electromagnetic energy and nanoparticles makes it possible to treat tumors precisely, effectively, in a very short time, without affecting surrounding healthy tissue or leave cosmetic damage. Our technology could be used to treat different types of cancer for humans and animals. In fact, after successful studies on animals, we are currently targeting the veterinary market. We are an experienced team of management, technical, and medical leaders with background from leading corporate and academic institutions. The company is looking for investments and strategic partnership. We look forward to your involvement in our journey. It's time to put an end to painful cancer surgery. Join us with that fight.
Hey, Yona, my name is John Twitcherini. Just a quick thing. I'm in women's health, OBGYN. I see you have a robotic back there. We're developing robots to do everything from the examination, diagnosis, and treatment. I sent you a message to contact me. Please do, and we'll take this thing offline.
Thank you.
Nice. And yeah, John would be a great person to talk to. And please come to our event on Saturday, November 5th. It's life science oriented. Honestly, I would love to learn more about what you're doing. It sounds fantastic, but we're running out of time for tonight. So up next is Lima.
Hello. Sorry, you caught me right as I was clicking on the link to check it out. Okay. Well, thank you guys all for having me. So my pitch is, to date, mental health has been an invisible problem, and insurance companies have been reluctant to treat it like physical health due to the lack of insight and the 90% relapse rate after completing opioid and alcohol addiction treatment. Our solution is data-driven healing. My name is Lima Yabramovich, and I'm the founder of Aura, Telehealth for Mental Health. Aura is a comprehensive system that allows clinicians to see how the patient is feeling and track recovery progress. Our proprietary technology uses machine learning to track progression, regression, risk levels of patients, and create individualized patient-centered recovery plans. Our team has extensive experience within healthcare and insurance industries. We've already had market exposure with our technology in hospitals and clinics. Mental health is a $300 billion industry in the US alone, and the US healthcare industry is $2.5 trillion. We plan to start in the mental health industry and expand to target healthcare as we grow to tackle this global epidemic. Our technology is ready for market. We're raising $1.5 million to close out our current round of funding and deliver our products to clients. The funds will be used to expand our team since the technology is already built out, and so that we can sell our software to treatment centers and insurance companies. Our mission is to innovate the mental health care industry using data and treat mental health like physical health so that treatment centers make more money, insurance companies save money, and patients actually get better. We reduce the relapse rate. So who's ready to join forces with us and innovate the mental health care revolution?
Thank you. Great pitch. Hope to see you again at other events. Then maybe you can pitch earlier in the evening so we can ask follow-up questions. I'm going to need to move on. Up next is Jeet.
Great. Hey, myself Jeet, and we are actually pitching about blockchain, we are a startup which is called Globus Chain, and we are not a meme coin because most of the time it's mainly meme coins which have been favored by most of the investors in the first stage, but later on all the meme coins go down and investors lose a lot of money. We are basically a layer 2 blockchain which will be based on EVM, and you can find our roadmap as well as what are our vision and mission on our website, which is called globuschain.com. We want to build an ecosystem where Web 2 and Web 3 technologies can, amalgamate, and people can use the crypto as well as the crypto assets in the real life and day-to-day life to buy the product services which anyone has to offer. This gives every user which are on on the internet and to do and connect freely, as well as have a freedom to buy the products with the crypto assets and pay less, as well as have a freedom to buy from anywhere in the world. Moreover, we want to our goal is to create an ecosystem where people don't have to pay too much for sending money to their kids who are living abroad or their parents who are living abroad, which will make easier for the people to raise money as well, because the amount of money which is included during the raising of funds as well as sending the funds to anyone, it's very high due to the banking system, which is currently going on, which is majorly through the bank system of SWIFT and other areas where the banks charge too much, like 5 to 10% is gone through the exchange rates as well as the currency inflations, different currencies. So that is our main goal in the long term. And we had already been approached by a few investors as well as the exchanges who want to list us on their exchange. We are looking for like initial investment of 1 million for 1%, because our goal is to build a really big ecosystem where we can bring apps like either dating or social media, as well as the products and services which are software services or hardware services which are there, so that people can transact to the crypto assets. And that is our main goal. So anyone interested, please reach out to me on my email address, which I'll be providing, as well as they can check on globuschain.com. They can find a lot of information there, and if they have any questions, they can always email me or connect me on LinkedIn.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeet. Up next is Judith. And Judith, can you possibly do a 60-second pitch? I really want to wrap up our event. Thanks.
Sure. So yeah, hitting straight to the pitch. So say dating is based more on look-based swipes, and it encourages transactions and flings. And this affects two things: the personal mindset of young people and their overall hygiene. And if you see at a macro level, then it affects the fertility rate, productivity of young people, and the happiness index of economies. And that's where, hi, I am Udit Shah, founder and CEO of Adore, which is shifting dating landscape from swipe-based and fling-based culture to a more holistic culture of personality-based dating and everlasting relationships. With love and endorsements from 60 plus leaders like TV celebs, world record holders in dancing, national level title award winners like Miss Russia India, Mr. Icon India, we are growing fast and have swipe ratio which is 3 times better than industry standards. I've done my MBA from international business from IFT, which is top 10 business schools of India, and we have a team which has 25 plus years of cumulative experience, and we are raising 750K USD as a part of our pre-seed round. Join us in this journey so that we can touch lives of young people and connect them based on their core personality and interests. And feel free to connect with me over my email ID for our pre-seed round of 750K USD. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you. Terrence, can you also do a 60-second pitch to end our evening?
I will do my best. I hope you can hear me okay. Thanks, Mark, for hosting this. Terrence Lynch, founder and CEO of Oath Health. We are a Web3 health tech startup that is about to come out of our stealth operations. We have recently completed MVP 1, which is a rewards-based telehealth app that's tied primarily right now to Google Fit. That gives you blockchain-based rewards you can use as healthcare credits at your doctors and or at our marketplace. We're building our line inside the wallet for consumer-related healthcare products, et cetera, similar to a health savings account program. At this point, as I said, we have a MVP 1 ready to launch. We've just completed alpha testing, and we're going to be approaching providers to start beta testing with them. The good thing about the app for providers is not only do we get to have 24/7 access into their patients' tracking, et cetera, at the patient's discretion, of course, but they also have a platform, multimedia platform, to offer up podcasts and other health-related articles, that the patients can also earn credit by studying and learning about their health, as well as doing mind games, et cetera. The third way patients can earn health credits through the blockchain platform is by participating in clinical trials, such as digital phenotyping and digital biomarkers allow. We see a lot of interest from different neurologists and doctors across the board, as I'm sure you can imagine, to have a large-scale audience that allows them to have much better access to results and overall diagnostics and studying the research results. Later MVPs, this will contain an EHR built on the blockchain as well. We are building on open source Hyperledger that allows you to create your own token and charge gas fees that allows us to replenish the token rewards, et cetera. Right now, we are raising $500,000 on a safe note that will get us approximately 60 to 90 days to launch our MVP 2 while we are beta testing for the next 60 days. With MVP 2, we do expect to be able to produce revenue. At this time, we are pre-revenue. I have my information up and I will include in the chat. I'd love to hear from anybody that might be interested. Our go-to-market is basically white labeling this to large healthcare organizations, or we can also offer API integrations for the blockchain end and the wallet end and the rewards to telehealth apps that are currently out there that want to include this in their platform. Thank you all. Thank you, Mark.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, and thank you for being our last presenter. I'm sorry you were last presenter. What you had to offer is really important, and we'll definitely want to revisit what you're doing at another time when we're not as rushed. I just want 2 quick comments to our community. One, to all of you who are still here right now, you are the heroes of our community. You hang in there till the very end. I applaud you. I admire you. You are the reason why I want to keep coming back and doing these events every week. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being, a core part of the community. For those of you that would like to help us build the community, I am interested in getting a few more testimonials. So if any of you would like to be recorded to just basically, say something nice about venture starters, why you're here, why it's worked for you, you can literally raise your hand again and we can do a little quickie, version of each of you saying something that we may be able to use in future marketing materials. I have a shout out to one person who, I don't know if he's still here. Hold on, let me just check, make sure I'm shouting out. Oh, he already left, too bad. Okay, so I'll try and get him here another time. In any event, yeah, Terrence, I assume, let's see, I think we're gonna lower your hand. All right, so Rajiv, we just basically got to know you, but if you'd like to say something nice about our Venture Starters community, we would appreciate hearing your opinion because we might use it in some of our marketing materials. Thank you.
For sure, Mark. I just got to say that this community is lit. It is amazing. Everything here is fire. There's just so many brilliant people doing amazing things in the world. Like I'm noticing the person just behind me. I mean, oh my God, it sounds like it's from Star Trek or something. It sounds amazing. And I'm just so grateful for Daryl telling me about this amazing community, and I will be back. Live long and prosper.
Great, that was awesome. Okay, up next is Atha. Please, like to hear from you.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. Your smile has really lit up this community, and you've helped us to really make a difference here to how we all do our pitches, how we present ourselves to potential investors, and how we make really a higher quality environment for everybody to learn how to be an entrepreneur in and how to invest in. So thank you ever so much for that.
Thank you. Okay, great. And Ash, I did get a good copy of last week of your testimonial, but if you'd like to give another one, maybe shorter.
Yeah, so I have been with the Venture Starters community for over a month now. Already made some valuable connections here and meeting so many wonderful founders during every event. Now, other than startups and investments, what I love about this community is the engagement and friendly environment. The entrepreneurship is lonely and we can't even explain it to our closest persons sometimes. So I really love how Mark November, Luke, and the Venture Starters team is making a difference here. This weekly pitching and community presence are helping me to stay sane to some extent. Thank you.
Thank you. That was so nice. And George, I have a good copy from last week of you, but I'm happy to have you give us another testimonial if you'd like, although we just lost your camera, unfortunately. Oh, there we We're good now. We can see.
Thank you. Great, Mark. Thank you so much for the wonderful program. Mine is to just make this, I know, an announcement to friends, colleagues, wherever they are, that this is one great opportunity to learn from the founders and investors. And this is the best platform ever. Thank you so much and do have a very good afternoon.
Thanks, George. And Terrence, nice to have you back again.
Thank you for having me, Mark. I just wanted to say that Venture Starters is certainly a breath of fresh air. You have given me new life and democratizing the access to venture capitals and angel investors through this free live event. So thank you very much. And we did just recently finish a VC accelerator program. So with your permission, I would love to include the link to future Venture Starters to that entire audience, if that's okay.
Please, thank you so very much. And to all of you again for hanging in there and coming to these events. Look for it. I so appreciate you. Oh my God, that you're the same reason. Yes, Jack.
I would just love to just corroborate what everybody else said. I've been involved with you in this event since the very beginning. And our tie-in to Startup Bright, which gives everybody a chance to actually use their decks and do this in more detail, is an excellent follow-up. So I want to shout out to my friend Nick and Luke, who work with you. And also I want to say that it's Mark's smile, I think, that keeps everybody coming back. And I've always been saying that.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack. And you're an important part of the community for sure. You're definitely one of our bigger voices. So, oh, we're getting feedback from somewhere. Okay. I think I muted whoever. All right, so basically, I'm going to send out an email this week, and for those of you that might be interested in helping us grow the community, there is a way that you can help if you at least have a couple thousand first connections. It doesn't cost you anything. It just takes a little bit of time to spread the word about our events to your own connections. I see we might have a couple more people that are interested in doing a testimonial. So let's do those real quick, and then we'll call it a night. I don't know your name, Amataj. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. Go ahead and tell us more.
Hi, everybody. My name is Amataj. That was a great attempt. I would say it's one of my first times actually coming out here. I'm really excited about startups and venture as it is. And just everything I got to see here for the full session, this is a gold mine of knowledge and resources, and just hearing everyone's feedback. I mean, if you want to get into startups and venture, I think this is the great first step for you. Looking forward to being here at future events.
Very well said. We'll probably use a clip for sure of that. Thank you. Jeet, you're up if you'd like to say something.
Yeah, this is my first time as well to join the community. I wanted to join last week, but because the Indian time is so odd, because it's like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in morning here. So last week I slept off. I was awake till 1 a.m. But now I regret it because I missed last week. I'm ready to join this week because it has given me very good insight into how the venture capitalism works and how to build things around. It's a very knowledgeable community as well, and it will be lovely to going with this community for a long time. Even if we raise the funds, but it will be really interesting to see how the new ventures work, how their new ideas are pitched up in the world, and it's really awesome. I love it.
Awesome, thank you. So again, thank you to everybody who hung in there to the very end. You guys are rock stars and the most amazing people. Let's build ourselves a big community. The bigger we are, the more people will be able to help each other. It's just a numbers game. There's not a lot of there's no genius to that. It's just if we can all build this community together, amazing magical things will happen. So, this isn't me, it isn't Luke. It's you guys. We're just creating this opportunity to make it all work. But if you keep showing up, this thing is going to be a home run for some of you. And this could be the difference between launching amazing technologies that the world needs right here from this community. That's my hope. So anyways, thank you again. We'll be back at it a week from today. I hope you will continue to come. And for those of you in life sciences, also go to the venturestarters.com website and sign up for that event. All of our events are at venturestarters.com. And I look forward to seeing you again. All of you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great event. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Have
Mark.
a great week. Yes.
Thank you.